She just finished a banana. You heard it here, folks, right here. Now, one thing that you need to know about Caroline, thank you. Is that she is often busy qualifying in Taekwondo. Is that correct? Do they not give belts, like colored belts?
Keep it up, you're gonna get one.
Second degree green belt.
Halfway to what? Black belt, okay. What do you have to do to get a black belt that you haven't done yet? She's a big butt, is that what you said? I'll take you at your word. Would you please welcome Carolyn to our... Jody. Now, Jody, some of you know, is related to our facilities manager, Caleb. What's the relationship?
Mrs. Caleb.
I thought he was Mr. Jody, actually. That's what we do now. Tell us just a little bit about your family. How many kids you have?
I have 3 kids.
3. You want to think about that for a minute? Yeah. She has 3 kids, and what are their ages?
Mike is 5, Abigail is 3, and Isaac just turned 1.
So that tells you how to pray for Jody. When you have 3 kids, 5 and under, that is a journey in itself. And she is just beginning to embark in homeschooling. What's the biggest challenge in homeschooling as far as you've encountered so far?
Taser.
You don't want to take those parenting tips from home.
First one was trying to figure out how to do the rest of my life in addition to homeschooling.
Do you have the rest of your life now?
But like we had 5 clothes of unfolded laundry and I lived for about 3 weeks. So I was like, how do I do this? I have to be able to do everything else. Now it's just my son's laziness. So he loves school, he's really good at it, he's really smart, but he pretends to be silly so that he can go play trains.
I had a son like that once. I still do, actually. But he actually grew out of some of that. So yeah, it's good. Absolutely. It's wonderful to have you in the choir. Would you please welcome Judy?
I'd like to do it.
Well, I'm going to ask you. She's already nervous. First of all, what does an inventory control manager do?
That is not what I do.
What do you do?
As an inventory control manager, my husband is OCD, and he does it very well.
Oh, okay, I read the wrong line. So, what do you do?
I work for an organization that counsels pastors and their families. And I don't know if
Okay. You have it like a 3:30? Okay, so, if you had left off some animal, what would you have left off if you were the creator?
I agree with my table maker, anything rodent.
Anything rodent.
Yes.
All right.
So rat,
So you wouldn't have any of those living in your house. What would you have living in your house?
I've always wanted a dolphin in my pool and a chimpanzee. Since I was a teeny little girl, I could not figure out why my parents would not let me have either one.
Now you know why she does so well with pastors. Okay. That's for you. Welcome. Absolutely good to have you with us. Dave Costanzo, everybody. All right, so Dave, in light of thinking all the way back to your childhood, a favorite vacation that you took way back, what do you remember?
They crossed the plains.
I lived a very, very dull life as a child. And the big excitement was driving down to Palm Springs, where my great uncle lived and his wife, and they had a collie. And to be able to sleep in the bedroom that was parallel with where the collie slept outside in his little bed, and that was a thrill. That really was pretty fun.
It's gonna be pretty depressing, couldn't it? No. This is a gift card to our Grace Cafe. Welcome among us. Tell us what's the best thing about your grandmother.
She's just so great. She teaches me like everything I know.
Wow. Is there anything she doesn't know, Evan?
I'm sure there's a lot.
Okay, now, tell me something with regard to, if you were the creator, what animal would you have living in your house?
I really like little pigs and the little goats, but if they could just like stay babies, because that seems super cute.
Little farm. It was interesting because around my table, almost every one of us, when we thought back about the youthful times, if we went on vacation, most of us ended up thinking about a time we were on a farm and walking through a cornfield for the first time, or walking among pigs or whatever it happened to be. Welcome to choir, Jen. Absolutely. Wendy, tell everybody what you do.
I sell cruises for Princess Cruises.
Do you know Andrew down there? Andrew works for Princess Cruises. He does a lot of the graphic design. Yeah, so if you want somebody to draw a boat for you or something, probably don't go to him, but he takes pictures. Okay, so what do you remember? What was one of your favorite childhood vacations?
We used to go camping in Yosemite, and my dad would always take us up to the fire falls, and the guy would holler, "Look at the fire falls," and all this fire would come down the mountain. It was so
How many of you ever remember going to Yosemite and seeing the fire falls? Yeah, we need older people on this one because they used to do it. You can see it.
If you put Yosemite fire falls.
Was it Glacier Point? Is that where they, yeah. So they build a big fire at the top of Glacier Point, and then they would just shove all of the ashes burning off the edge of that cliff at night, and you would watch this fire fall. Now think about that. In Southern California, you'd never see that, right? Wendy, thank you for sparking our conversation. Absolutely. So, what animal lives in your house that you would have created?
That I would like to live in my house. Pretty much any big cat. Yeah, I love them. But I was also saying I'd really love to have a tiny elephant.
Kitty said the same thing.
Elephant?
Yeah.
Miniature elephant, baby elephant.
And I said I wanted a tiger in my house too. So tell people what you do.
I'm the director of trade compliance.
And what does the director of trade compliance do?
I make sure that the company I work for stays compliant with federal trade laws, including the Department of State, Defense, and others.
We got some smart people in here. We definitely do that. Nice to have you inquire, Gina. Everybody say Gina. Gina. Everybody say Wendy. Wendy. Okay, good. I want to make sure. Who else? There you go. Now, your last name is Stimson. We had an elder named Ed Stimson. Are you in a relation?
My husband Steve is Ed's cousin.
Okay. Got it. All right. Who dated the roommate? No. Thank you, Missy, wherever you are. Okay. Anytime. So, Janice, retired? Or just tired? Both. So tell me a childhood vacation you went on that you really remember.
Well, I can remember a few camping trips, there was a lot of car trips back east, and that's about it. I don't really have a favorite one.
You don't have a favorite one. Did you enjoy growing up? This is so interesting. You start talking about it around the table, somebody says, I never went on vacation. Like, oh. No, that would make a difference. Okay, handicap mom, yeah. And what do you remember about your mom, even though she was handicapped? How did you see her overcome that as a mom? Did you see her overcome it?
Yeah, she was a very strong woman.
Welcome to the choir. It's good to have you here. You go to the step. This is Jacob. Everybody say hi, Jacob. Hi, Jacob. Sounds like one of those meetings. Okay. So Jacob, what are you trained to do?
Well, actually, like, now at my house, I do it, troubleshooting,
David, you need any help? This guy's an electrician and he could use work, right? Occasionally. Occasionally, absolutely. Okay, so tell me what you remember of your childhood in terms of a vacation. Did you ever take vacation? Okay, let's take another question because we're all starting to get depressed here. If you were the creator, what animals would you not have created?
I don't really have one that I hate, but somebody had mentioned mosquitoes, and I was like, yeah, definitely mosquitoes. I was in Florida one time, and I just all over the place. Just crazy, just mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes like you. You're juicy. How many of you decided that mosquitoes had no place on Earth? Just so you're not alone, I want you to know that. Jacob, welcome to choir. Good to have you with us. Okay. Everybody say hi, Gary. Hi. All right. Good. Well, just visual. We want to make sure. Okay, so Gary, tell us what are some of the jobs you have done in your past?
Let's see. Newspaper carrier. I worked at a rubber company making products for cars.
Like tires?
I was in the United States Navy for 4 years.
4 years? When was that?
76 to 80.
Were you on a ship?
Yes, got missile cruiser.
Really? Guided missile cruiser? Did you fire any guided missiles?
I was Reagan Communications.
You told the missiles where to go.
No. Not my department.
You tell me where to go though, right? So, did you go on vacation as a kid? I don't even want to go here.
We did a lot of camping. Let's put it that way. I enjoyed
How many of you camped when you were, see, you got a lot of campers here.
hiking and going to the lake, swimming and stuff like that.
So if you could pick an animal, create an animal to live in your house, what would it be?
I'd just stick with my cat. It's a pretty good buddy.
Good buddy. Okay. Gary, thanks. You're a good sport. Thank you for taking it. You've heard the routine so far. So if I were to say, what were some jobs you did in life before you didn't? Before you retired, yeah.
Well, I was a teacher at LUSD.
What did you teach?
I taught second grade.
Second grade what? I know. Okay, so you taught second grade. Did you like that?
Yes, it would have been wonderful if I had been walking the door in a great ministry, and I wasn't, but I did retire, and that did cause me to think about everything, and that's what God said.
That's what God did. That's wonderful. So, if you were God, which you're not, by the way. But and you got a chance to remove some animals from the earth or whatever. Do you have that? What would they be?
All flies.
All flies? All, like I said, all flies away? Okay.
Mosquitoes.
And mosquitoes. How many of you are fly people? How many of you grew up in Florida? Just kind of curious that way. Okay. Yeah. Just as a curiosity, how many of you said snakes? Raise your hand. How many of you said spiders? Not too many spiders. Okay. So how many of you said baby elephants? No. They can be scary, Kitty. Okay. So, and let's see, what was the other question I asked? Challenge, yeah. I can ask you this question. What's one of the things that challenges your walk these days?
Having the courage to interrupt my grandkids and talk to them about the Lord. They seem, when they're busy in their videos, it's something all day long, it's kind of hard for me to get them to, well, yeah.
Just to think about it. Mary, it's great to have you in the choir.